see everybody, but what is the number of people that already have an Instagram? Do a lot of you?
Yeah, pretty much everybody
Jimmy Lee?
here. Yeah.
Okay, good deal. So you're familiar with it then. I'm not talking blindly. There's been a lot of changes to Instagram, just like there has been Facebook. I don't see as drastic of a change though, and that's a good thing. I mean, we all know how hard, Facebook has gotten lately. But I'm just going to kind of go through the basics. Of course, one of the biggest things for me in growing not only my personal page, but my two other pages that I'll talk about in just a minute, was switching it from a personal page to a business page. You do that in the settings. And if y'all need help with that, message me, or I can do some little graphs or something, take some, screenshots and show you how to do that. That is huge, because once you do that, after it's been done for a couple days, I think it takes like 24 to 48 hours, underneath each photo, it'll say insights. And you can click on that and literally see how many people have seen it. If it's hit the explore page, is that noise on my end or is that somebody else? Okay. And you can see like where the people are following you from, which is really, really cool. My new page has a big following in Chihuahua, Mexico. Go figure. How I hit down there, I do not know, but I'm thinking we need to get Plexus in Mexico soon. You can just see all kinds of things. You can see, all kinds of details that really help you see like what kind of post you're making, which goes over bigger and better. Like on my photography page, pictures of cowboy boots are huge, y'all. And they hit a whole different audience than just ranch photography, because a lot of people like cowboy boots that live in the city, right? Right. Another thing, your name and your photo needs to be really good quality, your picture of you. And one thing that Bob Hillig and I've heard two other social media gurus say, it's a really good idea to have your profile photo the same on your Facebook page and your Instagram page if you have both of those. So that's something I just switched over tonight. Now, I know a lot of us have made up names, so that's kind of hard for people to find you on Instagram if they're already following you on Facebook. Now on Instagram, I go by the Kodak Cowgirl, but that's something I have used in my blog and my Facebook photography page. So when you look for my username, it says Kodak Cowgirl, but when you go to my page, it also says Kara McMurtry. So it'll find me either way. So that's kind of a good thing to do if you do have some kind of a business name or a catchy logo or something like that. Now, your bio is kind of like Facebook. You want to hit the top 3 to 5 things that you want to pull people in. Like mine is ranch life, that cowboy I love, crazy chicken lady, love to cook, and something like healthy and fit at 52. Because on Instagram, if I am looking for people that are healthy and fit, y'all, that's millions. If I'm looking for healthy over 50, healthy and fit at 55, something like that, that hits a smaller audience that I can target that's going to relate directly to me. Does that make sense? So think about that too when you're, revamping or whatever it is you're doing. Like on my chicken page and my ranch photography page, I have kind of similar things in the bio as on that same page. So if you're going to do a business page, kind of try to make a little bit of a duplicate. You'll see a lot of people that their bios will also be personal hashtags that they've made up that people really recognize them as. Like people recognize the Cowgirl Clucker or the Kodak Cowgirl. So that's something else you could do in your bio. Also in your bio, if you want to, you can tag, which is a very good idea. If you have your Facebook page, you can do the link to it. I link my other 2 Instagram pages on there. You can link if you have a blog. I probably would not link, though, my Plexus website, because that's going to be one of the first things people see, and it's going to look salesy. And if you have Plexus in your cute little name, change it, because that looks hugely salesy. And that's a turnoff for many, many people. Let's see. Okay. Everybody knows what stories are, right? The same thing on Facebook that's on Instagram, the little round buttons that you place little stories at. Which Facebook, it's really good because we want to limit ourselves to about 3 posts a day. And, but on Instagram, they're saying right now 3 to 5 posts a day. And a lot of the gurus will tell you the more you post on Instagram, the faster your page will grow. But you don't want to get over 5, because you still want to have good content, have something that people are want to interact with or going to like. So always keep that in mind too. Now on your stories, this is a huge thing, and I'm learning more and more. Let's see, we don't know how to do a story on Instagram. It's the exact same as Facebook, Edith. You go to the home page, like where all the feed is of everybody else. You click on the little camera up there, and then you upload it right there. You can upload a video. You can upload, you can take a picture right then. You can use something from your camera roll. And something I do, if you're going to have multiple pages on Instagram, this is for those people. Like say I make a ranch photography post on my ranch page, I'll turn that picture into a story on my chicken page and on my personal page. If I make a post on my chicken page in the regular posting, I can turn it into a story on my ranch page and my personal page. And I can also turn it into a story on Facebook, because you can, if you want to, change the settings in it to make your stories on Instagram to feed right into the stories on Facebook, so you're not posting twice. However, if you have a lot of the exact same followers, which is one of the things I think you want to try to get away from on Instagram, because you're trying to network to new people, new audience, you don't want to use the same thing. You want to change it up a little bit. Because like me, I may take 5 pictures of the same chicken at the same time. So I use one picture on one and one picture on another. In your stories, it's really huge to tag other people, other accounts. If say it's a fitness or a health and wellness or a gut health, if there's 2 or 3 other people that you're following that you really want to get to interact with, so maybe they'll give you a shout out to get more people to follow you, tag them in your story, not just in a post. That's big. There's another thing in stories right now that are called templates. I don't know if any of you've seen these. I've used a few of them and done a couple of them on Facebook too. And it can be something like, the questionnaire type thing, the interacting posts we do on Facebook. You can do a questionnaire and it can say, which do you prefer, pizza or hamburgers? Do you like to work out or watch TV? I mean, there's all different kinds of things. There's ones that target chicken people. There's one that target Western and ranch lifestyle. There's ones that target fitness. There's ones that are just personality based. And you can use those templates. And then at the bottom, you can tag other people to play along. And that's huge. Another thing is making the templates yourself. I'm just starting out on this. I've made a couple for my chicken page. Sarah Maxwell Robinson is on my team, and she's really making a lot of templates. And when you make your own template, you can do them in your highlights, which we'll get to in a minute. So don't ask me what it is yet, Edith. And that way, when other people see people sharing those, they'll have to go to your page to get the original template to copy and paste it or screenshot it. Sorry, y'all, I've got all kinds of messages that keep popping up, and it's distracting as heck. Okay, I think I got it turned off now. So, after you post a story, you can turn those into what they call now highlights. That's something new on Instagram. Does anybody know what highlights is? Has anybody seen those? Some of you? Yes, no, no. Okay, if you go to my Kodak Cowgirl page, you can see underneath the bio now, there's little round circles and with a picture in it, and they say highlights. Yes, Jeannie knows what I'm talking about now. And what you do after your story posts, there's a little heart down there at the bottom of it, and it says highlight. And you can hit that heart, and then it'll bring up a little page for you. You give it a name. You can like edit the photo to make it, you know, in the circle the way you want it to, and it becomes a highlight. My highlights pretty much match my 5 things in my bio. That cowboy I love, cowgirl cooks, my chickens, I think my critters and ranch life or something like that. Some people will go ahead and use a template, like a pretty color, like just pink, and they'll like type those things across them, and they'll do that as a story, like to give their highlights a pretty cover page. But you can actually change the picture in your settings in the highlights. And when y'all get ready to do that, that's a lot more little intricate. It's very easy though. Don't be scared of it. I can, you know, I can do some screenshots and show y'all how to do that easily too. But a lot of this stuff, y'all, you can't really screw anything up. Just try it. I mean, all you have to do is delete it. It's not a big deal. It's not like 5 million people are going to see it and laugh at you. It's just trial and error. And that's how I've learned a lot of this stuff. But the highlights are really, really cool because I see a lot of people now, when they see something, an explore page of mine, they will go to my page, they'll look at my bio, they will see my highlights, maybe look at a couple of those, and then they'll usually look at your first 6 to 9 pictures in your photo feed. Photos is what Instagram is all about. So you want really good quality photos. And don't say, well, I just have this, you know, little phone or whatever. Y'all, Instagram has an edit button. It is the coolest thing ever. You can sharpen pictures. You can make them clearer. You can change the color. You can use filters. Not just the filters at the bottom, but you hit that edit button and a whole nother world pops up. It's crazy. Have fun with it. You can lighten it. You can darken it. You can even give it a vintage look, all kinds of things. No, it won't delete your other chin, Edith. That's what the Photoshop app is for, baby. Or use one of those really good filters that slim your face and take away the wrinkles and all the little lines before you even take the picture. But y'all, that's huge. The quality of your photos is huge. Another thing that is really, really big in Instagram is quotes. Now, it can be a pink background, a wood background with a quote. And what you want to do is not just say you're scrolling Facebook and a quote pops out at you and you think, oh my God, I love that. I want to use that. Okay, don't copy and paste it. You can take a screenshot of it, write the quote down. Use one of your own photos. If there's like, say you want to use a dog photo and you don't have a dog, then go to Google and find a cute dog photo and use it. Put it on there. Put your little name at the bottom of it. Or if you have a logo, or like I use Rocking K-Bar Photography or the Kodak Cowgirl, because then people are going to see you twice. And if somebody else is going to see it and they're not going to be as savvy as you, and they're going to copy and paste it, and your name's going to get out there before you know it without you even trying. That's the really cool thing. The other thing about quotes is I'm finding the more I post, especially on my photography page, just my photo, then I put underneath it in the description, I do a quote in parentheses. That really grabs people's attention, whether it's an inspirational quote, whether it's scripture, whether it's something to motivate them, whatever. And then after that, because on Instagram, you can't just, hit return and have a nice blank space. You have to do a period, return to get those spaces to show up. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go to my page after we get off, or I can do another screenshot and show y'all that. And that's also what I do for hashtags. I do a lot of space between the hashtags. And some of the gurus, like even Bob Healy, they'll tell you to do all your hashtags in the comments. But I usually can't get my hashtags done quick enough in my comments before somebody is commenting on a photo. So that's why I do the dot thing. Let's see. Okay, let's talk about hashtags. Hashtags are what Instagram is all about. It's huge, 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 huge. You want to use, they used to say 30. Now they say 10 to 20, depend on who you're talking to or listening to as far as gurus. I usually use about 15 to 20. I don't always use the very most popular one, because some of them, let's face it, some of them have 98,000 hashtags have been used. So if somebody's going to come to Instagram and search the explore bar and hit hashtag to, you know, look through hashtag pictures of health and fitness, you're going to get lost in 3 million pictures. But if it's healthy and fit over 50, that's going to narrow it down. And you always want to have a couple of your own, like I said, little hashtags that nobody else uses, because people start recognizing that. And then the more popular you get, sometimes people will start using your hashtags. And that's a good thing too, because that kind of boosts you a little bit in their algorithm. Let's see. I made a few notes, but not a whole lot, because I could actually probably talk about this all night long. In your stories, you know how we take a video and it's 45 seconds long or it's a minute and a half long, but in your stories on Facebook and Instagram, you can only go 20 seconds or 15 seconds. There's this awesome app called Cut Story, and I will screenshot it and put it in the comments or send it to Jeannie is what I'll do. And all you do is open the app up, you click video, you click on the video you want, and then it pops up and you pick Facebook, Instagram. It's got like 4 or 5 different ones you can pick. And it cuts it at exactly that interval, 15, 15, 15. I go ahead and do everything 15 because that way it fits Instagram and Facebook. And that way, if you take a 45-minute video, you just keep clicking in the stories and uploading it. The one thing you want to make sure you do, though, when you're uploading it, is make sure the first one is completely uploaded before you start uploading the second one, so they go in order. Because one time I didn't let the second to last one finish uploading, and the last cut of it was only 6 seconds, so it uploaded faster than the 15-second one, and it was all out of order, and so I had to delete it all and start over again. But trial and error, like I was saying, y'all, don't be afraid of it. It's fun. You got to learn to use it, and it's great stuff. I think the thing for me on Instagram, because I am a photo person and I'm a very visual person, is why I like it so much. And I'll be real honest, probably out of the last 15 ambassadors and 10 customers I've added, the bigger percent of them have been people I do not know from Instagram, because that's growing my business faster than my interaction in groups on Facebook right now. It's easier for me. I like it better. Some people do, some people don't, but it's super easy. I am working it, I don't know, maybe 30 minutes a day. I was telling Jeannie earlier, I'm going to walk around a little bit. Are you coming to bed, hun? Oh, I thought he was coming to bed. Okay, we have to get up he has to get up at 3:30 to go brand. So I was going to let him go to bed if he needed to. I started my photography page on Instagram January 18th, and it's almost to 600 followers. But I'd have to go back and look. I've had over 22,000 people look at it in the last 7 days. And I had a video I posted last week, a shorter video right in, you know, the feed, not in stories. And it's had over 12,000 views now. And I've strictly done it. I've done two things. I've worked the hashtags, and every time somebody new follows me, I click on their page, I thank them for the follow, and I go to their page first, and I learn a little something about them. They're a team roper, or they're a barrel racer, or they live in Chihuahua, Mexico, which I haven't actually talked to them because I don't know how to type in Spanish. But, you know, just a little something, and they'll say something back. And that's all it takes to build that rapport with them. And that's huge. Now, I also, if I have time at the end of the day, laying in bed when I don't go to sleep as soon as everybody else in the house, which would be the man, I will look for about 30 minutes. I'm doing anywhere from 2 to 4 posts normally a day on that page, and see who's liked it. And if there's somebody that I think is another good quality person, or I see that they have a fit lifestyle or a ranch wife or something, I will go ahead and message them and just say, thanks for liking my pic. I see you're into health and fitness too. And we chat back and forth. And the next thing I know, they're liking my page too and following me. And it doesn't take that long, y'all. It really doesn't. It's just really been huge. And I think that's pretty much the basics, Jeannie.
Okay. Love it, Kara. That's I have a page and a half of notes. So one big question I have for you too. Yeah, exactly. Kind of along with Edith's comment too. When you have, I know this was a question that came up the other day too, was when you're posting pictures of your kids, like your grandkids, Kara, different stuff like that on Instagram. So how do you particularly handle that? Because I know that was a big thing, and I would love to know too.
As soon as they make a comment, you can swipe it over and you can delete it, and then you can go and block them.
Okay.
And I do know that a lot of people on Instagram that are working a business that also have a personal page will sometimes keep their personal page personal, and then their business page is where they post more of their other stuff or themselves or cooking or whatever it is that you're wanting to get out there.
Okay.
So you can avoid that if you do have kids and that kind of stuff.
That's perfect, Kara.
I don't know, for the most part though, y'all, and I've been on Instagram for, I don't know, my personal page, I've got over 5,000 posts. I've been on it for quite a few years. I haven't had any creeps. Like daily on Facebook, I get, guys wanting to be my friend that are the commander-in-chief of the Army and, whatever. I see your yacht. I'm so sure that's yours.
Exactly.
Yes. And I don't get all the personal messages from strange people either, like I did on Facebook, or still do.
Okay, that's good.
I don't know.
That's huge.
And it may just be me. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, and it's something that's trial and error, but there's good to know that you can swipe and block them, and it's that easy on Instagram. Obviously we know how to do it on Facebook, but it's good to know that's an option on Instagram too. Another question I have, and then we'll open it up, Kara. How do you throw, because like you were talking about your business page, we don't have anything Plexus really in there, and I agree with that, because it is completely salesy. It's a turn off. You're not going to get those followers. So how do you work Plexus, in there to share that with all of these followers you have, say, on your business pages?
Really, it's kind of like I tell everybody when I talk about Facebook too. The more I talk about myself and what it's done for me, the more interaction I get and people asking me stuff. Some of y'all probably saw my X Factor post where I was trying to be frugal and switched back to the old one, and now the hot flashes came back. I posted that on my personal page, and I got 3 new customers out of it just from Instagram. Stick that pink drink in a picture with your Bible, in the morning when you're doing your devotional on the front porch, and talk about your devotional. And you'll be surprised the people will message you and say, what are you drinking? You know, that's not coffee. What is it? Are you drinking, you know, red wine already this morning? No, it's pink drink. What's pink drink? Just the more personal I am, I don't use hardly any Plexus graphics. Now, I did use the Canada one because I have a pretty big following from British Columbia on my personal page. And so I did use that one. But I don't use a lot of graphics at all. I do a lot of just me and mine and the photos I take. And I think that's really, really big.
Okay. Love it, Kara.
So,
anybody else? Any questions? Go ahead while we've got the amazing Kara here.
I have to go back. Hold on. I have to go back because it was on the other thing that we were talking about. Okay, so when you were talking about when you post, like you're posting pictures and they're your pictures. I get that. I don't do a lot of pictures, so for me, when you're talking about I already have just an Edith Whitworth page. I really haven't done hardly a thing. I think I've posted like 5 times in there in my whole life. So that is like a personal page. Should I create a business page or should I just run with the Edith one and start putting some of my Plexus stuff in there and just use it?
that's kind of a hard spot. It works both ways. It depends on what you want to do. And another good thing to do is called regramming. And what that is, if I make a post, Edith, that you just love, you can hit a button or you can copy and paste it, whatever. But there is a regram button in there and say regram from, tag me, Kodak Cowgirl. I so agree with this. I love this. I'm a ranch wife too, whatever like that. That's kind of big too for people that don't seem to have a lot of content.
Okay. So I don't even know how to do that. I seriously don't. I think I might have mistakenly opened it day before yesterday. That's a possibility because it closed down into this like little smaller box and there was an arrow and I was like, oh, I better get out of there before I screw something up, and I got out of there. So, but I think Tina sent me a message in Instagram about a week or so ago. I didn't even know you could get messages in Instagram until she did that.
Yes.
I had no idea that there's a message thing in there.
And they're called DMs, direct messages on Instagram, where on Facebook they're PMs. But you know what, Edith? Because I love you, tomorrow when you have time, you FaceTime me or whatever.
Well,
we will do it on our laptops so where we can work on our phones at the same time, and I'll teach you, sister.
Oh, that's awesome. Because guess what? I really, really need it. You can tell, huh? You're looking at me and you're going, she's really blonde. I don't care if it's not the real hair color. I don't know how to do Instagram. And Tina has been sending me stuff. She sends me stuff and tries to get me to do this. You don't know how long it took me to do Facebook. We're lucky I'm doing that. So I'm gonna have to do this. I have to learn it.
All you have to do is snap a picture, though, Edith. I know you can do that. I've seen you do that. But you know what? Like when I'm out with Kenny feeding cattle, I am taking like 200 photos of anything and everything, from his hat sitting on the dashboard and my Plexus bottle next to it to the cows. But I don't come home and post all of them that day. I may use one 2 months later. And another little tidbit, I think, I'm trying to think, did I teach that in the 90? Yeah, I did on the 90-day training page. Y'all, make a list of every single thing Plexus has done for you. Your face doesn't break out. Your period cramps aren't as bad. You have the energy to garden now. You have the money to be able to ride your motorcycle every weekend. Every single little thing. And like say energy, you could have the energy to do 200 different things. So on a day when you don't have any ideas of what to post, pull from that list. That's huge. I have days where I think, I don't know what to post today. Another thing on hashtags, as you get into specific niches like health and fitness, or like me with chickens or ranch life, you will find there are bigger accounts that have their own special little hashtags that they do challenges every week. Happy Days Farms does an egg vignette, which is a pretty egg picture with your eggs every week from Thursday to Sunday. On Sunday night, she picks 4 of those, and on Monday, she posts, or no, it's more than that. I think it's 9 of them. She posts them in a collage and gives every one of those accounts a shout out. And when you get picked and she shouts you out, tons of people start following you. And you'll find that there are people that do that in almost every little niche of things. In the ranch world, it's Cabbie Savvy for the horses and cowboy features. There's a whole bunch of different ones. And so if you use those hashtags or do those challenges and they give you shout outs, that's another way to get your name out there. So that's really, really cool.
Okay, that's great. Awesome. Anybody else? Any questions? Let's have for Kara.
And Edith, if you don't have a picture, Google one. Steal one of mine. You can always steal one of mine. Just give me credit for the photo. A lot of people do that. You know, photographers don't mind you using their photos as long as they're given credit and people don't try to make them theirs. So.
Very good. Dina, do you have a question?
I was just trying to figure out, you said in your bio, you mentioned things that you enjoy. You know, so I'm not a rancher's wife, obviously, but I like to crochet or those
there
types
you go.
of things. There's groups out there I can find on Instagram for those things.
Yes, ma'am. Go to the Explore button, which is the little magnifying glass, and
Okay.
then hit the hashtag and then type in crochet, and a bunch of hashtags will pop up. And then you can click on each one of those and it will bring up pictures of other people that crochet. You can click and see who they are. You can follow them. That's how I started out on Instagram. And
Okay.
on my new pages, my 2 new pages, not my personal page, I mean, my photography page is fixing to hit 600, and that's just since January 18th. That's less than 3 months, y'all. I probably only have a dozen of people that are my actual friends on there.
So do you want to follow all these people? I mean, so I've kept mine small because my Facebook is big. And so with Instagram, do you want to follow people, and do you want, because I see people that follow me and I'm not following them back because I keep thinking I want to stay small. Do I want to follow, like, go into, like you're talking to Tina, like the crochet, and do I want to follow all those people who do crochet so they'll come back and follow me?
On my photography page, it is very small. I think I'm like following maybe 150, and they're good quality accounts that either are into fitness too and ranching or whatever, or big accounts that I can like co-collaborate with and work with hashtags and giveaways and shout outs and that sort of thing. Okay, that weird noise. Is that me?
No, I think you're good. So I think to feed off of what Edith said too, Kara, is how do you get all of those followers? What do you do when you're starting a business page, you know, say that's brand new, or where Edith's at, that she just has, you know, a few of those people? How do we go out there and get those followers if we're not following people to try to get that? You know, where do you go to do that?
That's where you use the hashtags. Hashtags are huge because once you start using hashtags and looking at accounts that you like are similar to yours, when you hit that Explore button, the little magnifying glass, pictures are going to pop up similar to that. And like that video I told you about that has over 12,000, it had enough likes and hashtags, the right ones. It hit the algorithm, so it hit the Explore page. And once one of your pictures or videos hits the Explore page, that's when tons of people start seeing it and liking it. And even if they don't follow you, if they've liked you off the Explore page, you're going to keep popping up in their Explore page. Everybody's Explore page is different depending on what they look at and what they like.
Okay.
So that's really, really big.
That makes sense, Kara.
Mm-hmm.
Totally makes sense. And that's,
Yes.
I mean, that's because I guess for
And
we don't use hashtags, so it's weird to think. We have to have our mindset that there is people that go and search for those hashtags to follow us. It's something we don't do.
Yes.
They do it. So it completely makes sense.
Right. And you cannot hit the explore page if you're not if you're private, you can't hit it. You have to be a business page. And by being a business page, that doesn't mean you're actually a business.
Okay.
It just means you can share your content. You can do the paid post, you know, like you do on Facebook if you want to. I've never done one of them. You don't have to. But like I said, if you're a business page too, then you get all those insights and you see where people are watching you. Like my photography page is Tucson, which I'm not even sure I've ever been to Tucson, except when I was like 8 or 9 to a horse show. Albuquerque and Chihuahua, Mexico. Those are my 3 biggest areas right now, which is crazy.
Yeah, Mandy, she's getting into our area. What the heck?
Back up.
And it tells you like on my photography page, my majority of followers are men from 25 to 35. On my personal page, my majority are women in an older age group.
Wow.
So it's really cool because you can kind of see who you're targeting.
That's really cool.
Hey, I have a question on hashtags. Like when you do a post with a hashtag, is there a way that someone is set up where they automatically like your post when you do that hashtag? Because I notice that people, sometimes I'll do a hashtag and like instantly they're liking it. And I'm not friends with these people. How did they find my post instantly? So can you set up an automated thing if someone hashtags gut health, you're liking that? Or do you know about it? Like it's out there.
Not unless, now there is, like when I do my boots picture, there's some boot slip something company that uses an app and it searches all boot hashtags and it kind of, it's wanting me to buy something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That is out
You have to have that app.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
But like, you know, like me, if I'm at night, like looking for new accounts or when I was first on here, I searched the hashtag ranch wife every night and scrolled through all those pictures and then would go to those profiles and see who I kind of thought would be a good person to follow, you know, like-minded, that sort of thing. Like a few of their pictures, maybe send them a private message and maybe follow them. And then they would usually follow me back.
Okay.
Sure.
And after you get a lot of followers, like my personal page, I was following way more than was following me. And a lot of those were boutiques and, you know, somebody had tagged me in a contest. So I followed that page. I just went back through all that and I just deleted a whole bunch of those. And it's cleaned up my regular feed when I'm scrolling a lot more. And the other good thing is Instagram did just release last week on their blog that now, because, you know, Instagram used to be chronological order and then they changed it to random, which everybody hates because you don't want to see something pop up that's 5 or 6 days old. Now they're changing it to where the first so many things you see are recent stuff. So.
Wow, Kara, absolutely amazing info. And I know we need to get you out of there because Kitty's got to get to bed because it is 9:45 your time. So he's going to kill me if I keep you any longer.
No, it's only 8. It's only 8:45.
Oh, I thought you were 2 hours. Oh, because you're I was thinking, good, Kara. Phew. Okay, I totally messed that up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. Tell Kenny he can go to bed now.
I know.
We all said, hey, cowboy.
Yeah.
I don't think the basketball game's over yet.
Well, then you're good.
You're good. You're perfect.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
But y'all, at any time,
Okay.
oh, I was going to say at any time, y'all, feel free to message me. I don't mind helping anybody.
I know that. That's why I'm here.
We all know that. We all utilize her.
Jean sent me a message today. Kara, I'm like, yes.
We utilize her all the time. We got to utilize Kara's brain. So, Kara, I can't thank you enough for pouring into us tonight, just taking some time. I just appreciate you so much because, like I said, that one team call, we had a lot of questions, and so Jimmy messaged me, and we were just like, we need to get Kara. We need to get her on a team call, so. And have you pour your wisdom into us, and I'm really excited. So I've got some work to do.
She's so, she comes up with cool sayings. She comes up with cool things. I can put a picture out there, Carrie. Yeah, I can. And it's stupid. And so there you go. That's what, I mean, that's my whole mindset. I can't put together cute little chicken things and make it work. I just can't do it.
But that's not you, Edith. So you don't want to do that. You want to do what your branding is. That's what that's what I want to do. Is like Kara said, get your branding.
Find my branding.
Your interests. And that's what you need to take pictures of. So.
And once you find your interest, like Jeannie, like, okay, you can be rodeo mom, but do the hashtag rodeo mom and then look underneath it. There's probably going to be rodeo mom Kansas, rodeo mom Arizona, rodeo mom Nebraska, rodeo mom of boys, rodeo mom of 3, you know, all different things. Look underneath those hashtags. Y'all, I have this little notebook, and it is full of hashtags for me to use.
Really?
I've also researched accounts that do hashtags that are shareables, that sort of thing too, because like today was Meet My Chicken Monday. It was Mohawk Monday, which the chickens with the mohawks, and I don't know, there was like 2 other ones for Mondays. And I literally have a calendar in this notebook for each page, or like Mondays. You know, motivational Monday, blah, blah, blah Monday, blah, blah, blah Monday, you know, Monday vibes, Monday meetings, you know, I mean, there's so much stuff. Look underneath the hashtags and get ideas. That will inspire you and get the wheels turning too.
That's a great idea. I use that HashMe app too, Kara, that you can put in keywords and it brings, it's called HashMe, and it brings a whole bunch of hashtags to help kind of get your brain thinking. That does help me. So.
And it's good, but the only thing is a lot of those hashtags are going to be ones that are also popular on Facebook and Twitter and other things. So it's really good to actually go to that explore bar and then hit the hashtag at the bottom, because you can, you know, look for people, hashtags, whatever, and look there to see what's actually used on Instagram.
Okay. Love that.
And when you start using your hashtags in your post, use a couple of the more popular ones first. That will help boost you up in algorithms too.
Okay.
I forgot to tell y'all that. Sorry.
No, we could keep you on here for 2 hours. That's perfect. Yeah, great, valuable info, Kara. Like I said, I know I need to get better at doing that. So I'm going to do it. Okay, who's with me? Anybody else working Instagram now and going to be a pro at it? Or we're going to have Kara on next Monday too. To tell us, all right, we did this for a week. We need your help. We need you back.
It doesn't take long, y'all. And another tip, I am not posting Plexus on my chicken page or my photography page yet. However, I am posting about my fit and healthy life and healthy cooking and have my pink drink in my stories.
Okay.
So you sneak it in there.
Perfect.
Because that kind of shows a little more of you and your personality and a little more into your life.
Right.
So that's a good thing.
Okay. What about this, Kara, too, of you know, like your Plexus hat? I mean, is that too much?
No.
Shirt, right? Okay.
No.
That's huge. Okay.
Mm-mm.
All right.
Yep.
Thank you so much. Tell Kitty hello for all of us.
Okay.
And you guys.
I will.
And thank you again, Kara, for your time. We sure appreciate
Thanks,
you.
lady.